Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, people? What's happening? What's happening, man? Thanks for coming to Big B Daily Show. We're live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. Woo! Thursday night football. Should be a good game tonight. So I appreciate y'all joining the show today, man. Thank you. Thank you. Live on TikTok. Again, keep tapping the screen on TikTok, man. We need 3,500 likes and at least 30 new follows. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't. And if you are on TikTok, click that link in my bio, that YouTube link, and come on over to YouTube, man, and sign up. A lot of podcasts over there, a lot of videos over there. My man Hot Soup Fantasy Football is linked. LTB Sports has a ton of content that's linked. Come on over and check it out, man. So let's get into the show. First things first. The NBA in-season tournament. Let's talk about that for a little bit, man. So it seems to me, I may have underestimated this. And you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong, but it looks like the NBA players are playing extremely hard to try to win this in-season tournament. Does it seem like that to you? Because to me, it seems like they're playing super, super hard to try to win, where you all know about NBA. They don't even play hard until February. But it seems they're trying to win this tournament. I'm like, that's interesting. They're out there playing. Yes, for that $500K. And it was my mistake. I thought it was $500,000 that everybody got to split. And I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that much money. But no, it's $500,000 a piece. And I don't care who you are. I mean, yeah, if you're making $50 million a year, $500,000 may not be that much to you. But if you're the guy that's making $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, $500,000 is a lot of money. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So they seem to be playing hard, and I like it. Because like I said, I don't even pay attention to the NBA before Christmas. Guys are just rounding in the shape, not playing hard. But I'm paying attention this year. I've noticed they're out there playing. I got to give them credit. So, yeah, that's a good point, T-Breeze. Some of these role players, that's a 50% raise. 50% raise if you win. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, just think about your job right now. If they came to you and said, we're giving you a 50% raise. I mean, and all you have to do is the same thing that you're doing, just a 50% raise. You would, but you gotta hit this certain goal. And if you hit this goal, you'll get it. That would make you work harder too. So I get it, man. I get it. So good for them. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that the NBA does sometimes, like when they named all the postseason awards. I thought that was ignorant. I mean, we did the Michael Jordan Award and but all that stuff. I just think that is ignorant. You don't have to name the awards, man. You had the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and that's it. That's all you needed. But this, I think the NBA got right. I think they got right. I was skeptical, and a whole bunch of us couldn't figure it out. I'm not sure about the courts, but the courts are growing on me. Are the courts growing on you guys? The courts are growing on me. You know, I saw some of them. I'm like, oh my God, what? I got to be on acid to enjoy this. But they're starting to, they're growing on me a little bit. So I can dig it. So I like this in-season tournament, man. I like this in-season tournament, so let's get after it. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. So I made a video yesterday on YouTube talking about my K-State Wildcats, and people are flipping out. The K-State fans are flipping out because of the transfer portal. And this is one of the years where K-State is actually losing guys that were real contributors from their team, and they're jumping in the transfer portal. That hadn't happened to them yet. And I just said, hey, man, it's big time football. It's the way that the world works in college football these days. And as many people as you're going to lose, you're going to gain that many people too. You know, it's just the price of doing business. That's the way that college football works. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad at all, actually. I think it's good. I think that the transfer portal has given opportunities to kids that didn't have those kind of opportunities before. Now, does it need to be tweaked? Yeah. It absolutely has to be tweaked. Do they need to change how many times guys can transfer? Yeah. And I think they did that for the most part. I think they tweaked it to where you can only transfer. Once we get through this COVID stuff and COVID years, when people don't have COVID years anymore, I think that'll change. So I think that's part of the problem right now is people are transferring 3, 4, 5 times. I mean, it's insane. It's just insane. But as that changes and we get the COVID people over with, and this is going to be the last year of COVID people, that'll be the end of it. Once we get through that, we'll be done. My man Hooligan over on YouTube came through with the huge super chat, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Hooligan says, Big B, just want to say I really enjoyed your show and takes on sports. Keep doing your thing. Glad I found you on TikTok and then coming over to YouTube. Keep doing your thing. Excited to watch you grow. Let's go Steelers. Hooligan, we appreciate you, man. It's people like you that keep me coming back. It's people like you that keep me doing this thing. And I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you supporting the show. Thank you, my man. Can't thank you enough. Cannot thank you enough. We appreciate you. So, and thank you, Samurai or Samar. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody on TikTok, YouTube. Thank you guys for showing up, man. We're just trying to do our thing. We're trying to do our thing. But yeah, taking a look at the portal, at the college portal, transfer portal, I think is great. It gives guys an opportunity to transfer. They tweaked it. One transfer is all you get. And then if you transfer again, if you're not a graduate student, you got to sit out a year. I think that's perfect. And we'll be done. This is the last year for people with COVID years, so you won't have 30-year-olds out there playing football, which is ridiculous. I mean, a guy was 28 years old playing college football. I mean, come on. What are we doing? Whew. So, my man Dylan, it's either Dylan or Dylan Turner. I don't want to disrespect you. Do you think Cam Ward should transfer if he can? Anybody that's at Washington State or Oregon State, I would get out. I wouldn't want to stay at a school where I don't have a conference, especially if I was in a big-time conference before, a Power 5 conference, and now I'm in nothing. Yeah, I'd get out. So if I'm Cam Ward, I absolutely would transfer. Yeah, Bo Nix is old. But, I mean, it is what it is. He used what was available to him. So I don't begrudge anybody using what's available to them. I don't. I don't. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward's got to get out. I think Cam Ward's got to get out as soon as possible. So, as soon as possible. Let's move on. Let's move on. Thursday night football. Man. Cowboys taking on the old Seahawks. Now, we had some people earlier that were talking. So, let's see here. My man Joe is a Seahawk fan. He has said that the Seahawks going to get scorched tonight. Them Cowboys going to have Seahawks face tonight, or tacos tonight. Woo, Joe. Come on, man. Going to have Seahawk tacos. And the Cowboys, I think, are going to win the game. But the Seahawks got to win this, don't they? I think the Seahawks have to play. They got to win this to keep themselves. Now, they're still going to be in the playoff hunt, but they're fading fast. They are fading fast. So I think that the Seahawks, they got to win this game. Now, the Cowboys definitely got to win this game. And here's why. I think it's more important for the Cowboys to win than the Seahawks, because the Seahawks are actually a legitimate team. They're not a bum. They got a winning record. And the Cowboys have to beat them because that's what everybody has been saying. All they've done is beat up bums. And they have. They haven't beaten anybody with a winning record. They got to beat the Seahawks to try to legitimize what they've been doing over the last month. That's why I say the Cowboys need this game more than the Seahawks. Although the Seahawks do need it. That's why I think it's going to be a good football game. Because the Seahawks have lost 2 in a row. They were leading their division 3 weeks ago. Now they're 2 games back. And they got pasted by the 49ers. They got to figure this out. So, my man Boo says Dallas can't beat Seattle. They can beat Seattle. Will they? I don't know. But they absolutely can. So, let's see what else we got. Yeah, I definitely think that the Cowboys need it more than Seattle, but Seattle needs to win this football game. They need to win this football game. So, that's what I think. That's where I'm at with Thursday night football. Dak's got to show up. Here's the thing on Seattle side, Geno Smith. What's Geno been like this year? Geno hadn't been great. Geno has not been great. So, here's somebody saying, if Geno gets beat, will he be fraud alert? I don't think so. I'm out on Geno this year. Yeah, Geno's stagnant. I'm out on Geno. He hadn't played great. He's played okay, but not great. So, yes, Geno has been mediocre at best. At best. He's got to play great tonight for the Seahawks to win. That's my personal opinion. I think Geno Smith has to play great for them to win. Let me ask you guys another question. How do you guys like DK Metcalf? Are you guys in on DK Metcalf? I mentioned this yesterday on the show. I'm not in on DK Metcalf like a lot of people are. Thanks for the rose, man. I appreciate it. And I'm not down with DK like that. I mean, his route running is horrible at best. His hands aren't spectacular. He's big and fast. But I don't know. I'm just not, I don't think that he's that. I mean, he got all this hype early, and I think people came to their senses a little bit and realized, hey, this guy isn't as good a receiver. I mean, he's a top 20 receiver, but he ain't near the top 10 in my opinion. Not near it. I mean, would you want St. Brown Over Metcalf? Absolutely. And I got St. Brown near the bottom of the top 10. Hell, I mean, JSN, you give him another year, I may want him over Metcalf. I don't know. And the reason that I'm not big on Metcalf is because Tyler Lockett is a number 2 receiver. Now, he's a really good number 2, but Tyler Lockett is a number 2 receiver. He outperforms Metcalf on a weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? He outperforms Metcalf on a weekly basis. Now, I'm biased because Tyler Lockett went to K-State, but that's a fact that he outperforms him. That's all I'm saying. Somebody saying that St. Brown is top 5. I don't know if I got him in the top 5, but I think St. Brown is the most underrated receiver in the National Football League. The most underrated receiver in the National Football League is St. Brown for the Lions. 100%. 100%. Most underrated. Guy runs great routes, great hands, fast, tough, will go over the middle, catches everything. Most underrated. So, do I think Olave plays? I think he's hurt. I mean, if he concussion protocol, probably not. Probably not. Olave's really good too. Here's my man, Jeff. He says trade DK Metcalf to the Raiders for Devontae Adams. Yeah, that sounds good in theory, Joe, but the Raiders are never going to do that. And if any general manager in the National Football League traded Devontae Adams for DK Metcalf, they should be fired as soon as that trade went through. Matter of fact, they should be fired when you bring that trade to the owner to say, "Do." The owner should just say, "Pack your shit." That's exactly what should happen. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, John Marshall. You know I'm still gonna to rock the U of L guard, man. But Kenny Payne. Speaking of that, let's move on. Let's get to the open mic session. Now, I don't know if a lot of you all heard it. My John Marshall, I've known him basically as long as I've known anybody on earth. He was there the day I was born. So, Kenny Payne from Louisville last night. Did any of y'all catch the interview, what he said last night about one of his players? And we're just going to cover this just real quick because I think it's funny. He literally said, and he goes, "I don't know if I should tell you this," which anytime somebody says, "I don't know if I should tell you this," that means they shouldn't freaking tell you. But he said, "Yeah, Tyler, we didn't have the kind of tights that he wanted, so he didn't know if he could actually play tonight." He said that to the media. I'm like, what? Are you kidding? And then my first thought was, or my next thought was, tights? Why are we mad? Why are you upset about some tights? I just don't get it. Kids these days, man. But yes, he literally said that. And then he said, well, he figured in the second half, he came to the conclusion we weren't going to have the tights that we've never had for him all year. And then he played well. First of all, that kid is transferring as soon as he can transfer. That would be number one. Your head coach calls you out like that in the national media, and you're a national joke. Yeah, he's transferring. Number two, Kenny Payne trying to get fired, apparently. Why would you say that? Oh, well. My mistake. My bad, man. It's just insane. I just needed to go through that. Needed to go through it. So, hooligan. St. Brown family story is a good one. I don't really know the whole family story. I know they got 2 kids that play receiver in the National Football League, but I don't know the whole story. I'm going to have to dig into it a little bit because I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing, that it's a good story. My man Steven Gonzalez said they didn't have any Lululemons for him. See, stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. My Louisville Cardinals are just trying to win basketball games, man. We're so bad. The coaching is so pathetic. We're just trying to win as many basketball games as we can. And we got guys that don't want to play because they don't have the right kind of tights. I can't. I can't. Oh, my goodness. All right. Big Vern says, bro, if Bama wins, the SEC is out. Here's what I will tell you. Big Vern, I agree that they should be out. I agree that if Georgia loses to Alabama, that the SEC should be shut out. Because in this case, if Texas wins, then they got to go in. The winner of the Pac-12, and if Michigan wins, all three of those people have to be in. If Georgia loses, they lost. Alabama wins, they got a loss. I don't care what anybody on earth says. You cannot put Alabama ahead of Texas when they played on a football field in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Texas beat them by 10 points. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if Texas lost to the worst team in the history of college football. We have the same record. I beat you on your home field. That has to mean something. If it doesn't, then why play a regular season? Just go right to playoffs from now on. But they will do it. I'm just telling, they will 100% do it. They'll do it. So it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. But they will 1,000% do it, Big Vern. That's a great question. They will do it. And just say, Texas, sorry, too bad, so sad, you're out. You lost to OU, you're out. And that's what they'll do. And it's insane. It's absolutely and anybody that says that you can do it, you're not being serious. You're not being legitimate. You're not. You're a fan of one of the teams or you're just being biased, because that is absolutely ignorant. So it's absolutely insane. I haven't watched Louisville. Can they beat Florida State? Louisville can beat Florida State. Louisville absolutely can beat Florida State. And I got my Louisville garment on today. I'm going to have some Louisville garment on tomorrow. They can beat Florida State. Will they? I don't know. We'll see. So, we'll see. My man Joe, he's up here on YouTube, says, I heard a podcast on potential players transferring through the portal, and one interesting topic was Cam Ward transferring to Washington, or possibly Manning may choose to transfer to Washington as well. I mean, Cam Ward should get out. Cam Ward, if you're at Washington State or Oregon State, I said it earlier on the show today, if you're at one of those two schools, you got to get out. You got to get out as soon as possible. Manning, I don't think should do anything. I don't think he should do anything. First of all, and I'm going to say this quietly, I don't think that Arch Manning is that good. Let me say it on TikTok. I don't think Arch Manning is really that good. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Arch Manning was a third quarterback at Texas. He's a third, number 3. He wasn't number 2. He was number 3. And Malik Murphy, and the starter got hurt. Arch Manning didn't play a snap. Not one snap until the last game of the season. So, I don't know. I just don't think I'm not saying he can't be good. I just think he needs some coaching. I just think he needs to get in a system and sit in a system for a while. And you can say whatever you want about Sarkisian. He's a good quarterback coach. He knows what he's doing. Just sit there for a while, man, and learn. Everybody doesn't have to transfer. Everybody doesn't have to play as a freshman. That's the thing about college football. This transfer portal has changed kids in thinking that every single time, if I don't play as a freshman, I got to get out of here. And a lot of times it's just, hey, man, why don't you just sit there for a year? You don't get to play your freshman year. Wait and go play somewhere else. So go play somewhere else. I don't get why they do that. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's just nuts. TikTok, somebody says, unpopular opinion, how Burrow is not elite. Yeah, that would be an unpopular opinion, Jim, because Burrow he's elite. Now he's injury prone. He's absolutely injury prone. But let's not say Joe Burrow's not elite. We're not going to do that. Not on this show. Not on Big B Daily show that comes on at 4 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. We're not going to do that. But he is injury prone. But Burrow is absolutely elite. Let's not get crazy, people. Yeah, I don't think that Arch Manning is transferring either, Hooligan. He went to Texas to work with Sarkisian specifically. So, no, he's not leaving there. He's not leaving there. So, Browns fan in Cincy says, yeah, Burrow, he's elite. He's just fragile. Bingo. Bingo. You can still be elite and be injury prone. Because when the guy plays and he's healthy, he's crazy good. Now he's got to start staying healthy. Because injury prone, we can put that tag on Joe Burrow now. If you can put that tag on Tua and you can put that tag on Lamar Jackson, then you can put that tag on Joe Burrow. And yes, his offensive line stinks. Yes, it does. I mean, but it is what it is. So it is what it is. That at least that's my opinion. Oh man. My man Mike over on TikTok, he has just got crazy takes all day talking about, now don't come in here talking about Brock Purdy for the MVP because we're going to laugh you out of this room. So don't be saying Brock Purdy MVP. Get out of here with that. What do I think about Michigan stealing signs and did they do it? Michigan 100% stole the signs, and I think a lot of people steal signs. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But you know they didn't steal the signs the last 3 games of the year and whatever, and they didn't even have their head coach, and they were still able to win. So it is what it is. CMC is more of the MVP of the league than Brock Purdy. We saw Brock Purdy when he didn't have every single weapon at his disposal. We saw how good Brock Purdy was. That's not what the MVP is. Sorry, people. Sorry, 49er fans. 49er fans should say CMC for MVP versus Brock Purdy. You got to stop that. You got to stop that. Ooh, now here's a spicy take from my man Hooligan. Do you think Dak is in the MVP conversation? I think Dak is on the fringe of that conversation. The next month for the Cowboys and Dak, we'll see. That'll be the difference. The next month, because the Cowboys play a good schedule. And if he can continue to put up these kind of numbers and the Cowboys win, Dak will be in that conversation. But if not, then no, he's not going to be in it. So, but yeah, let's see how the Cowboys and how Dak does over the next month when this schedule heats up on them. Until then, I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. So, let's see. My man Keegan, thanks for coming back to the show, man. But you got to stop with that, Keegan. You got to stop. OSU versus the refs, that touchdown was an INT. Keegan, you got to stop. How about you do this? Win the turnover battle and win the rushing battle, and you can win that football game. You didn't do that. You lost. Let it go, brother. Let it go. I get it. Trust me. Louisville lost to Kentucky. You know how mad that made? We can't beat them 5 years in a row. We can't beat them. You lost. I don't care what the refs did. Stop it. You're better than that, Keegan. You are better than that. You know you got out physicaled. You got to be better. And yes, sir, we are live streaming the game tonight. We are back. I can sit in a chair without my knee blowing up on me. So, yes, we are live streaming tonight. So, we're going to have a good time tonight, man. This game's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time live streaming tonight. We're going to have a good time. So, okay. Joe, here's a scenario for you all. TikTok, YouTube, pay attention. Here's the scenario. My man Joe came up on TikTok. He said the college football playoff, Georgia loses to Alabama, Florida State loses, Texas loses, and if Washington all lose this weekend, does Washington still get in? Is their resume better than Ohio State? Well, yes, their resume is better than Ohio State by a mile, but no, because Ohio State brings more cash, more dollars, more eyeballs, they will put Ohio State in over Washington. Will they deserve it? Absolutely not. But even Keegan, who is an Ohio State fan, will tell you that Washington's resume is a mile better than Ohio State's. But, I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's just, it is what it is. Doo-doo. Let's see here. My man. Who barely beat bad teams? Purdy has the best QBR. Yeah, Purdy has the best QBR. But are we just giving the MVP to the guy with the best QBR? Is that what we're doing? I'm guessing not. Christopher Polanco says, let's take a look at the Cowboys and Eagles common opponents. Cowboys have a better margin of victory against common opponents. But Christopher, you're right. You know one common opponent they don't have would be the Eagles. They played the Eagles and the Eagles beat them. So you can talk all common opponents that you want. You played each other and the Cowboys lost. And I don't know if you're a Cowboys fan or not, but you can take all the other stuff. Look, I put a huge emphasis on head-to-head. A huge. When the records are close or they're even, did you play each other? Yes. Whoever won, that's who I take. Period. End of story. I don't want to hear anything else. If the records are close and we're deciding between us and somebody else, if you played each other, whoever won that game, that's who I'm for. That's why I will never, ever be for Alabama getting in the college football playoff over Texas if they have the same record. Now, if Alabama wins and Texas loses, Texas has no argument. They literally have no argument. But if Texas wins and Alabama wins, Alabama cannot get, well, I shouldn't say that. The committee would put them in over Texas, maybe, because Texas brings a hell of a lot of eyeballs too. A hell of a lot of eyeballs. More than Alabama. And that's what people don't want to talk about. If we're talking eyeballs and dollars, Texas has more than Alabama by a lot. So, that'll be interesting. But I'm for whoever won on the field. And if you won on the field, I don't care that Texas struggled against 4 out of the last 5 teams that they played against. I don't care. They beat you. I don't care that it was 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Be better then. You didn't have to lose that game 3 months ago, did you? But you did. So you have no fight. You have no argument. That's just my point. That's my point. Let's see. Keegan says that the Cowboys are not good only against bad teams. They're not good against good teams. I agree. They haven't been. The only good team that the Cowboys were good against was the Eagles, and they lost. So that's why I think the Cowboys got to win this game tonight more than the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks need this game bad. I think the Cowboys need it more. Cowboys got to show that they can beat a team that's a good team, and the Seahawks they're okay. They're a pretty good team. They have a winning record. The Cowboys got to win this game. Otherwise, if they lose, then everybody that's saying, well, they can't beat anybody good, they'll all be right. You know what I'm saying? So now, spicy. So if they lose tonight, is Dak a fraud? If Dak plays bad and they lose, then yes. Because we're thinking Dak is pretty good right now. He's played pretty good right now. Let Dak play horrible and the Cowboys lose. We won't even, you know how we always bring fraud of the week up for discussion? It won't even be up for discussion. Because y'all know how my love for the Cowboys are. Let Dak go out and have a stinker tonight. I may go get a shirt made that says Dak Fraud of the Week. And I'll make a shirt and you guys can buy it. Y'all will buy it. I know y'all would buy it. Dak Prescott, Fraud of the Week. Shoot. I may do that anyway. I may get one that says Fraud of the Week, Cowboys, with a big star. I can make $1 million. I know all y'all would support it. Shoot. That's crazy. But yeah, man, if Dak's got to play good tonight. They got to play. Cowboys got to play good tonight. They got to play good tonight. So my man Hooligan back on here says, I hate that the MVP and Heisman has basically become a QB of the best team. Should be the best player in the country or in the league. I 1,000 agree with you, Hooligan. I 1,000% agree with you. It's all become a quarter. The only year that the Heisman didn't go to a quarterback in the last, I don't know how many years, it was COVID, and they gave it to Devontae Smith. Before that, what was it, Derrick Henry? You know, they make it about the quarterback. And don't get me wrong, quarterback is the most important position on a football field. It 100% is. But who in the NFL, in college football is different. And we'll just stick with the Heisman for right this second. Yeah. In college football, you can have a good quarterback that can take you a long way because the players aren't as good at so many deep, so I get it. But the best college quarterback this year is Jaden Daniels. And I don't think it's really up for debate. I mean, Bo Nix has had a great year, and he's right up there. But Jaden Daniels if he's not on LSU wins 3-4 games. I mean, they're terrible. And yes, they only won 3 games, or they lost 3 games this year. That's because their defense can't stop a cold. We could get 11 guys on TikTok and on YouTube right now. We could pick 11 guys and come up with an offense and score on LSU's defense literally right this very second. That's how bad their defense is. So I think Jaden Daniels is the best player in college football, followed by Marvin Harrison Jr. So, but they won't give it to Marvin Harrison Jr. because he might get to go, but he's not going to win. Now in the NFL, it's even worse. In the NFL, it's worse. I mean, they should just say this is a quarterback award. Because there's no quarterback up to this point that deserves to be the MVP of the league. You can talk Lamar. You can talk Josh Allen, Mahomes, Dak, Hurts. You can talk whoever you want. They haven't played well and up to the standards that you think of an MVP. Have any of those quarterbacks that I just named Did they play like Patrick Mahomes played last year? Hell no. Do you think any of them played like Aaron Rodgers played the previous 2 seasons? Hell no. Not even close. But you know who is playing at an MVP level? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is playing at an MVP level. But they're not going to give it to him. They're not going to give it to him. So maybe this will be one of those years where they do. I doubt it. So we'll see, man. We will see. You can give Dak the best quarterback reward. He's still losing in the first round. Man, look. Y'all know me. I am a Cowboy hater. I live 10 minutes from the Star. If the Cowboys lose in the first round, I will drive to the Star and make a video specifically and put it on TikTok and YouTube, and we will have a ball. Let the Cowboys make the playoffs and let them lose again in the first round. I'm going right to the Star. I don't care if it's midnight. They may arrest me. Y'all will have my bail money. I know you got my back. And we are making a video laughing at the Cowboys. Laughing at the Cowboys. Man. So, I hope it happens. Hell, I hope the Cowboys end up winning the division and losing in the first round of the playoffs. And that's bad to say, but I like to see Cowboy fans, their misery. I do. I am a hater of the Cowboys. I don't, begrudge that. I don't deny it. I am a hater when it comes to the Cowboys. And I think a lot of us are. Just admit it. And it is mean. It is mean, isn't it, man? It is mean about the Cowboys, but I don't care. I have learned this. Life is about having fun. Life is short. Why not have fun? If the Cowboys losing brings and their fans' misery brings me joy, then I need to be happy. Does that make me a small person? Yes. Does that probably mean that I'm a bad person? Yes. Okay. I can live with it. I don't steal. I don't rob. I don't sell drugs. I don't kill people. There's worse things that I can be than a hater. So I'll be a hater. I can live with it. I can live with it, man. Life is too damn short. I love my teams. You love your teams. And if your team happens to be a rival or somebody that I love to see lose, and I'm going to rub it in your face. You may smack me in the face. Whatever. We're not going to fight. I'm an adult. Too old to fight. I'm not doing stupid stuff like that. But I love it. It's just life, man. It's fun and games. If we can't have fun, what the hell are we doing? That's my thing. What the hell are we doing? Let me get to this. My man Joe here over on TikTok. Well, first of all, he's talking to Hooligan. So let's see what Hooligan had to say. Hooligan says, I hate the MVP. Yeah, like we talked about. So that's what he said. And then Joe says, if that's the case, then it should be Rome. No, Roman's not the best receiver in college football, bro. He may have better stats than somebody, but that doesn't mean he's the best. It does not mean that. Doesn't mean that at all. For instance, Washington doesn't run the ball as good as Ohio State. They don't have as good as another good receiver like that. Come on. It does not mean that. Doesn't mean that at all. Stats tell a little bit of the story, but they don't tell the whole story. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, by the numbers, I go, you could make a case that Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Joe Montana. If you want to manipulate numbers, you can do that. Think about that for a second. If you manipulate the numbers how you want to manipulate them, you can say that Tony Romo is better than Joe Montana. So numbers are not always the case. are not always the case. So Keegan says that O-line is the most important position in football. No, quarterback's the most important position, but offensive line is right up there. Left tackle is second. I mean, left tackle is definitely second. People underestimate how good an offensive line is. Left tackle or right tackle, because now you don't know the pass rushers, the great ones, like TJ Watt plays on the right side of an offense. So it's right or left tackle got to be good. So tackles are just as important, not as quarterback, but they're second. They're second because defensive ends are third. Getting after the quarterback, pass rushers, disrupting are third. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Dirty Sanchez, what do you got to say? Zach Wilson and Mac and Cheese have played their last games at starting quarterback ever. Hot take. I don't think Zach Wilson's played his last game ever. He can be a backup and somebody gets hurt, he would go into a game because I don't think he's out of the league. But Zach Wilson's bad. Zach Wilson's bad. So, and my man Sanchez is just like me. He's an objective hater, never a player hater. No, we're none of us are player haters. You know, that's the whole thing. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's my philosophy. I think that's a lot of our philosophies. I'm old, though. I'm 48. I'm old. Now, here's another thing, and this is off topic. And I know there's some young guys that are in the TikTok. There's some young guys over on YouTube. Let me just ask y'all this question, man. And to me, this bothers me. This is something that bothers me. And I need an explanation. If I compliment somebody, say somebody's good, say somebody can play, I like what they did, why do you young guys say I'm glazing, I'm meat riding? Can we not compliment people anymore? What is going on? What is going on? I don't get it. You cannot give a compliment to anybody anymore without glazing or meat riding. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And again, I know I'm old. I get that part of it. But my goodness. Woo. Cannot compliment anybody without being a glazer or a meat rider. Whew. Oh, well. I guess it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I'm going to keep doing my thing, though. I'm going to keep doing my thing, man. Y'all think Louisville can beat Florida State? Do y'all think Louisville can beat Florida State? I think Louisville can do it. I think Louisville can do it. I think Louisville's going to do it. I'm debating on whether I should stream the game. The problem is if I stream the game, the way that I act when Louisville and K-State play, y'all will never come back to a live. You will never come back to a Big B Daily show. You'll never come back. You'll never come back. This MF is crazy. Y'all will never come back. Y'all be like, okay, y'all see how I am, during the lives on Thursday. I'm kind of mellow, subdued. You got a little taste of it when the Steelers played, but I had people at my house, so I couldn't act the way that I really wanted to act. But y'all will never come back here. So I'm not gonna live stream that game. Now let Louisville win. Be prepared for a live coming right after that, me acting a complete idiot. A complete idiot. So just be prepared for that. Let Louisville win on Saturday. As soon as that game is over, y'all should say, you know what? I got to get on TikTok. And I might even do YouTube as well. I got to get on here because Big B is going to act a complete fool live. Because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, man. So, where are we at? My man Milker said, "Why do you hate the Cowboys so much?" I have no idea. I don't know. I live here in Dallas. I've lived here for 12 years, but I hated the Cowboys before that. I don't know. But I am a hater of the Cowboys. I love to see them lose. I don't know why. I can admit it, though. I can admit it. I'm a hater. I'm a hater. And they're not even really a rival of the Steelers. I mean, they played in those Super Bowls, but I was young then. But it is what it is. I'm a professed hater. We're going to be doing it live tonight, people. Live tonight. We're going to live stream on TikTok. So if you're on YouTube right now, if you can get on TikTok and you're on TikTok, come on over to TikTok, man. We're going to be live streaming the game tonight. We're going to shut this one down for today. I appreciate all of you guys, man. Thank you again for coming over to the Big B Daily Show. Thank you. Hold on. Yeah, give me 1 second. Hold on. This is messed up. Got it fixed. Okay. So yeah, come on over. Come on over. We're live streaming the game tonight, man. Cowboys and the Seahawks. We'll be doing it on TikTok, having some fun. Y'all know how the live streams go. We're going to do some trivia over there. We're just going to have a good time, man. We're going to have a good time tonight. So I'm feeling good. My knee is feeling good. My knee is coming back after the meniscus surgery. It's coming back. I'm not running. I'm not running my 4.40 again, but I'll get there. I'll get there. So come on over. Live streaming tonight. As always, the Big B Daily Show, man. I appreciate you guys. Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, Big B Day or Big B Bets. We'll be picking all the NFL games. You know we're going to pick all those college championship games tomorrow. So be here tomorrow, especially 4 p.m. Central Time, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Remember, if you're on TikTok, click the link in my bio. First of all, if you're not following, give me a follow. You must do that. And then click on that YouTube link in my bio. Join YouTube. Everybody on YouTube will tell you that chat is more interactive and more fun over on YouTube, man. A lot more stuff over there. Either way, doesn't matter. Glad you guys are here. Love each and every one of you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Or if you come to the live stream tonight, I'll see you tonight. Other than that, aloha.